Right, this is the Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds United review. Let's see how we do and hopefully get 3 points, but I don't think it's not going to be one of those games. But let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to this video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking up the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when videos go live. So Sheffield Wednesday today are playing Leeds United. Leeds United are looking for their first win of the season, and they could probably kickstart their season for them. And it's one of those things where a Yorkshire derby like this could probably be good for Leeds. But we're coming into this after 4-0 loss, and we've got to just work on it and see what we can do. The team news for today is Beadle, Valentin, Valerie, Iorfa, Bernard, Matt Lowe, Ingleson, Bannon, Masaba, Windass, Marlowe. Subs are Charles, Palmer, Whitway, Johnson, Kabachi, Fuser, Gasama, Ubbo, Smith. They start with Melier, Bogle, Furpo, Struck, Roden, Ampadu, Gruer, James, Aronson, Ganonso, I can't say his name, I can never do it. Joseph, Khan, Darlow, Diabo, Byron, Crew, Rothwell, Chamber, Prior, and Gelhard are in the Leeds squad. And here's the thing for me. This one is going to be a really interesting game because Sheffield Wednesday need to start well. And if we don't, we could get punished. So, in that first half, Sheffield Wednesday were okay for the first 10 minutes. Again, we had this versus Southampton. I keep saying Southampton. Sunderland. We had this versus Sunderland. Great for the first little bit. Kept it going, trying to move it around a little bit and trying to see how we would do. Knocked it out, but then we started making silly mistakes. Silly mistakes which then cost us. Where we end up having the ball and then having to try and get it back, and then just losing the ball with silly passes. Every time they had a chance, they were on top of us immediately. Immediately they were on top of us, and that's the thing with it. And you've got to remember that this is a team that was playoff final. They lost 2 of their big attacking players. A great time to play them, but they have still got a lot of quality on that pitch. Nonso is just really good. Dan James on the other side. You've got midfield that worked really well, and the problem is that we were getting into, when we were getting forward, it's like, right, we'll get forward, brilliant, but then we weren't getting back. Defensively, we were all over the place. As soon as they had the opportunity, we let our heads slip. It just wasn't working. We pressed for a little bit, but then the press disappeared. The press completely disappeared because they wouldn't. It disappears. It completely disappears when we get a bit of pressure. And here's the thing for me. Their goal was easy. Straight through. It was straight through. Cut through the middle. Done. Because it was easy. It was easy. I think if they hadn't scored it like they did, I think it was a pen. And it would have been a penalty. Valentin having to try and get back. And then they make it 1-0. And from that, we were really, really struggling on the 28th minute. We couldn't get back into the game at all. Trying to make things work. We tried to get a couple of crosses going, but nothing really happened. Again, it was like similar to when we played Sunderland. He did some really good stuff going forward, but his decision making is just not there. The final decision making is not there, and that's the issue for me. The final decision making, he just doesn't lift his head up enough. Did well to a point, but then it went. They kept on us. And they had so much of the ball, we couldn't get it off them. And it was starting to do my head in because you just wanted us to press up. But we were so far back in our half defending, we couldn't get up. When we did try and knock it forward, we didn't really test them at all. I don't think we really tested their keeper or game at all, to be honest with you. So let's go talk about second half. So, second half, same thing really. Started well for a little bit of it, and then it was again. We put everyone forward to try and get forward and get something going. It started to look a little bit better, but then ball over the top. Split us in 2. Parting of the Red Sea, whatever you want to call it, gone. They're straight in. James makes it 2-0. And at that point, you're thinking that's probably it for us for this game. We do make sub. We bring on the likes of Smith. We bring Gasama on to try and change things up. We bring Windass off. we take Windass off. I don't think Windass was effective again. I also went down a couple of times as well, which was a slight issue for me because he kept on just having... He wasn't up to speed. He wasn't up to speed at all. After he got that kind of knock, he wasn't up to speed. He generally wasn't. And that's the thing for me. He just wasn't up to speed. We bring Max Lowe off. Johnson comes on. I think the subs should have been a lot earlier. He left the sub till about 70th minute. I think he should have brought him on at least 65, 68 minutes. And he left them too late for me. And that's something that you got to kind of put to Danny. Beadle pulled off a really good save to try and keep us in it. We did have a chance by Bernard doing a header. There was a good one by Ior for trying to come in as well, but it just wasn't there. And the problem is, the press disappeared. It just went. Ugbo came on with Jamal Lowe, 2 at top. The press suddenly came back. We were pressing people all of a sudden. You take off Lowe and bring Smith on. That press suddenly reignited. Bannon was kept quiet all game. He was really quiet. Bannon just didn't really get into the game at all. I think you're looking at the sign that when they do need to play Barry Bannon at times. But again, it's also the difference between the squads are. One team's looking to go for top 2. And you've got us who are... I personally think we're aiming for mid-table. Generally, I think it's mid-table. But Danny said we were going to have games like this where we were going to really, really struggle to like get it right. Now, I had some people in the chat, in the live stream that we did, saying, basically turning around saying, how many games do you give it till he doesn't change it up? Do we just lose games while it's thing? I get it. I understand it. But we are game 3 into a very long season. It's going to take a while. If it's still not worked after, say, game 10, yeah, you are questioning why haven't we changed it up? Why has Danny not changed it up then? To change it back to a little bit how we did last season. But were Leeds deserved winners? Absolutely. Played much better than us. They knew what to do. They knew how to play us. They'd done the homework from the game versus Sunderland. Press us. We crumble. They did that. And we just got to go again. It's annoying when you get a really good win one game of the season, first game of the season, and then you have it that you lose 4-0 and 2-0 and your goal difference take a tumble. It's not what you want. We have more points than last season, but it's going to be a slow progress. Let's see how we do against Millwall, and then we've got an international break. The international break will be good to clear their heads, get them started again. Maybe Danny puts them on the training pit to talk about what's going on and see how we get on there. But at the end of the day, we have to be patient. And I know Wednesday fans aren't going to like this, but how long does Wednesday fans want to be patient? Game 3 is a long season. Leeds deserve all 3 points. We didn't really give them a game. Didn't give them a game at all. Teams have kind of figured it out a little bit, maybe, but we can fix that. That's fixable. We've got a week where we got Grimsby in the cup, and then we got Millwall on the Saturday. It's annoying to lose. You don't want to lose to Leeds. You want to try and win those games all the time. You want to win all your games, but they're the big games you want to win. But at the end of the day, they had a game plan, they stuck to it, and they got their first points of the season. And they will be buzzing about having the first games of the points of the season against us. They will love that. It may start kicking them on. They got more players to come in the transfer window. We're apparently going to get Shea Charles in. If we're going to make this work, you need a CDM. You need a CDM in the middle of the park. That's what you need. Generally, you need a CDM in the middle of the park. And at the end of the day, it's not there. Chalobah's not fit, yeah. I think you put a Chalobah in the middle, it fixes it. Because you had that person who can be the anchor man to let Bannon and Ingleson go further forward. At the minute, we're having to rely on Ingleson or Bannon to go and be that CDM, and they're not CDMs. You can see that. So we'll see what happens. It's a loss. Fair play to Leeds. They came, they got a game plan. They executed it perfectly, and we lost. We have to do better in defence. I think if we get the attacking press right, we're fine. defensively, we look shaky as. And we said we need defenders in the transfer window. We let Bambo go. Iorfa looked like he had some sort of knock of, well, we need defenders in. And it'll be interesting to see what we do next. But thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one. We got a debrief on Monday, and we'll talk everything about this game there.